Poor people usually spend their money and invest what's left. That's the philosophy of the poor. Now here's the philosophy of the rich. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. It really doesn't matter what the amount is. What's most important is not the amount. What's really important is the philosophy.
It's very important to understand that even the small decisions you make daily can have a long-lasting impact on your financial future. Many of the habits I've researched today are things we do regularly, often without even realizing it. If we could become aware of these habits, or better yet break them, we'll be much better off in the medium to long term. If you recognize any of these poor money habits in yourself, it's crucial to face them head on, address them quickly, and work to reverse them. Doing so will help you be in a better position for the future. With that being said, the first bad money habit that many of us likely have is not paying yourself first. This phrase is frequently emphasized in one of the most influential financial books of all time, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written by Robert Kiyosaki. Paying yourself first doesn't mean buying new phones, new clothes, or fancy meals. Instead, it means setting aside at least 10% of your paycheck directly into your savings account right after receiving it. This is so important as this will guarantee that the money will be saved and not slip through your fingers through spending. And that is the first step to reach financial freedom. Many people may think that I can't do this. I live paycheck to paycheck. I won't be able to survive until the end of the month. But here's the thing, if you're able to put away 10% of your salary immediately, your mind will think of a way or restructure your spending, your finances for you to last the whole month without you realizing that there was money saved in the background. People don't realize how much they are paying the bills, buying something new, going on that weekend away, and they save whatever they have left. That is the backward mentality, or in the book of Robert Kiyosaki said, the poor people way of paying yourself first. The key takeaway is to have the rich people mindset to pay yourself first instead of making other people richer by buying their things before you pay yourself. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the first ever book to have inspired me to think differently about how we should spend our money. If you're interested and want to gain some financial insights, please do check it out. The second bad money habit that will ruin you a lot in the future is bad debt. It seems nowadays bad debt is a norm for many people. I have friends that use credit cards to buy the smallest of things, to buy clothes, to buy presents, to finance installments for a new phone or car. The correct mindset is that if you can't outright buy these things in cash or able to clear installments consistently on a monthly basis, you should not be buying it with any form of debt. Remember that credit card companies wanted you to be bad at your finances because that's how they earn money from this. The average credit card interest rate in the US is 21.5%, and it would be a tsunami of debt that can't be cleared off in the future if you are caught in the waves of not able to pay them off in time. If you're interested on how credit card companies enslave the people with poor financial mindset, do check out our video on the top right, and while I will also leave a link down below. The third and, in my opinion, the most down-to-earth and worst money habit is not properly tracking your income and expenses. There is something called lifestyle inflation, which is where your spending will rise as your income increases. The more money you make, the more you will spend, and it's a cycle. You make more money, you buy a bigger house, buy a nicer car, spend more, and you make more, and it continues. It's crazy how normal this is, but it is a recipe for disaster. You need to be in total control of your finances and map out how much you want to spend on a specific place, such as food, rent, transportation, and entertainment. A budget tracker is super important because it shows where your money's going. You want to include how much you're making, how much you pay yourself first, that 10% we talked about earlier, your expenses such as your bills, mortgage, rent, student loans, your spending, and so on. I know it's annoying to open a budget tracker app and key in information and numbers after each purchase, but I can guarantee that your future self will thank you for holding on to this good money habit. People who know where they are financially knows their assets, their liabilities, and they have a clear goal on where they want to be financially. Whether it's investing long-term or saving this or that amount of money, they will know the steps to take in order to reach there. And the habit of having a budget tracker is definitely one of the main reasons. Bad money habit number 4 is having expensive hobbies. A lot of people like to shop, and part of the reason is because of retail therapy. Marketing, social media, and these multi-billion-dollar organizations love to tell and convince us to spend our money for social recognition, to feel good or satisfied. Because of this, it's normal to have people that own 50 pairs of sneakers when he or she only has 2 feet. Or it's normal to see people who own dozens of designer handbags, even though they can only carry one at a time, while the others will grow fungus or mold from lack of use. The next bad money habit is focusing purely on saving only. There are mainly 2 ways to increase your financial position. It can be saving more money by spending less money, or you can use money to make more money. And the ideal combination is a mixture of both, because you can't build wealth by making more money and spending more. While you also can't just focus on the saving side, because there is a limit on how much you can save, and purely on saving can only get you so far. Using money to make more money has unlimited upside potential, but beware of greed, because it may ruin your life. So be mindful about it, whether it is buying jackpot tickets, investing into the crypto sector, speculative stocks, or gambling. These are not stable ways of using money to make money. Instead, invest in stable potential upside stocks such as Google, Microsoft, or ETFs. Other than that, you can get more money to invest by asking for a pay raise or doing side hustle to further push your investment portfolio into a more desirable financial position instead of using those extra money to buy more sneakers. Bad money habit number 6 is waiting too old to invest. The great Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." These words are reflected by investor Warren Buffett, who is most associated with the basic wealth building strategy. One of the biggest factors to his success of having a net worth of more than $150 billion has nothing to do with picking the right companies. It was estimated that 99% of his wealth was gained after the age of 65 years old, and this was thanks to the before-mentioned compounding effect. By investing in stocks at the age of 11, Buffett was able to snowball his wealth over the span of decades and becoming the multi-billionaire he is right now. So remember, invest at a young age whenever you have the chance, and do it on a monthly basis. Whether it's stocks, ETF, or real estate, you will be surprised how much wealth you will gain over the course of decades as the prices of your investment appreciates. There could be many reasons why you can't invest. Typical answers such as you don't have time, you don't have money, you want to relax instead of knowing how or what to invest. But here's the thing, the longer you take to invest, the harder it is to let you reach that same amount of financial wealth compared to someone who invested earlier. Go online and look for guides on how or what to invest in. You are now in an era where information can be obtained just by a few clicks. Imagine what Warren Buffett had to go through just to invest in a stock when it was 1941. Listen to different opinions from different people, whether it's from a YouTuber or someone that is sort of an entrepreneur. It can also be your parents, your colleagues, or friends. Though you should invest with caution instead of falling into investment traps. If you are curious about what stocks do I invest in, here's the list. Make sure to pause the video if you want to check them out. So there you have it, just a few of the bad money habits you should eliminate or avoid if you want to improve your financial position. Of course, increasing your wealth involves more than just avoiding these habits. I might explore those additional strategies in a future video. Have a nice day.